Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the World Explorer podcast. This is the podcast where we take a random prompt and build an entire world around it. I know we said we were going to do a random and silly world this week, but that was before Mario movie showed up on our Twitter feed, and we decided, you know what, maybe we should do something with that instead. You know, hop on the trends.
Yeah, I was just I learned about this poster for the Mario movie, and I'm looking at just this grand world that they seem to be creating on this poster, and I'm like, you know what? Mario could actually have some legitimately interesting world building that you could tell a legitimately interesting story out of.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you got this impression, Casey, but that's what I think when I look at this poster. I mean, we've got pipes going all over the place that for like sort of as a means of transportation and getting around. You've got these blocks going around as like stairs on a house on the left.
There's lots of like floating islands. All of the rocks and stuff are circular / oval, or I don't know. It's the shape of, you know, the missiles with faces that I always called shark missiles because that's what they looked like to me. They're in the shape of those, but like covered in grass and trees. You know, like the little shark missiles in Mario that shoot at you, the black thing.
Bullet bills.
Oh, is that what they're called?
The black bullets with smoke going behind them. Yeah, they're called bullet bills.
We always just call them shark missiles.
Oh. That's what they're called. So now you know.
I'll probably still call them shark missiles. So you know what I'm talking about when I say that now. Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm looking at this, I'm like, this has a lot of interesting areas for world building, and so one part that especially draws my attention, and I have to think about how much how many implications this has in terms of world building, is the antique shop on the left.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Because if you look at it, it's got these little pixelated items from older versions of the game.
I'm like, is that a Yoshi egg in there?
Yeah, there's a Yoshi egg in there, but it's not pixelated, and I don't know if that's in the antique shop or if that's at a different spot. But like, I'm mostly thinking about the fact that there's so many pixelated items, and I'm wondering, does this mean that like the entire world did used to be pixelated, or are these just how old items used to look in this world? Like, what's the implications of this? I find this entire world just is fascinating to me.
Yeah, I have like a zoomed in picture so I can look at everything in more detail.
Yeah, I'm zooming in on it too.
Yes. It's just, you know, like this picture is on the back. If you're not looking at the video, it's on the background of the YouTube video and on Anchor because they do video things. If you're listening to a podcast, just look up Illuminations Mario poster and you'll find it. It's pretty intense. But yeah, there is definitely seems to be like a mix of animation style. For one thing, the clouds are very realistic. Mario is like more realistic than some of the other characters as well. Like, he stands out like art style wise.
His clothing has like a bunch of wrinkles and stuff, and you can see like the individual hairs on his head instead of like having this big blocky, bulgy thing of hair. Like, some areas I honestly think look a little too detailed for Mario, but I still like it.
Yeah. No, I think if they're definitely if they're playing.
I don't usually complain about too much detail. But
look at like Toad's backpack. He has patches. He has little buttons on it.
Yes.
Which I think is adorable.
One of those buttons to me looks like Peach's castle.
Oh, it kind of does, but like an older version.
And the other one, I don't know.
I don't know. It's purple. It's got gem. It almost looks gemmy. Oh, I wonder if it's related to the Star game, their Galaxy game, which is one of their more popular ones.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's me reading into it. There's a pie shop, which I appreciate.
But anyway, so I think that we really need to stop just looking at the poster and everything that's here. Start world building it.
Agreed.
Like, we need to pick an area and start actually building this world and like expanding on it. How would this work That, and maybe not just as a world, but how would this work in terms of like a movie that you could tell, a world that you could tell a story in?
Well, I think
Rather
like
than
a good thing to start with would be the tubes and tunnels. And the
100%
fact,
agreement on that.
yeah,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah, because that is clearly how these people are getting around, and I'm so intrigued. Like, how is does that work in like Mario logic, where you like enter it and then you black out and now you're on the other side? Or are these actually, they don't look connected, so it looks like one pipe leads to one area and that's about it.
Well, no, I actually see some that are connected. Like if you look at near the top, um, top middle right, there's these red pipes that do go multiple directions.
Well, I meant like different colors aren't. Like the red pipes
Different colors
aren't
aren't
connected.
crisscrossing, but
Yeah.
but
Also, why
when,
are there so many pipes to like the same place?
I don't know. Maybe they're like different rooms. Maybe this mountain is like hollowed out or something. I don't know.
So like each
Uh,
room has its own pipe to get into it. So the big multi-pipe, they're like a multifaceted house.
Maybe. I mean, this might be like areas where people live.
Do you think they have
This might
keys
be.
to lock and unlock their pipes?
Um, well, that would explain why you can't go down all of the pipes in Mario.
No, it would. They just lock them.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe the pipes actually
Or
do get
doors.
closed off.
Yeah, like
Like, maybe there's
doors.
a little hatch inside of some of them.
Well, I know if like pipes are the only way to get around my house, I want to be able to lock and unlock it. It also
Yeah,
seems
I mean,
interesting because like houses here, you would have, so say you have like a 3 by 3 grid, so there's 9 spaces in it. The middle space and say like one of the corners could belong to one people. The other 3 corners could belong to another person, and then the remainder of the spaces could be owned by a fourth. And so even if the rooms aren't like connected to each other because of the way the pipes work, that's just how houses are. It's completely dysfunctional, makes zero sense, but could be a thing.
Yeah, and here I'm like, what comes to my mind is the fact that there would be like zero sunlight in some of these houses. Like if they were
Oh yeah, there's no
underground, they were in all these
windows.
boxes connected by pipes and everything. There wouldn't be any sunlight unless they were like right along the edge of the mountain. But at the same time, I'm thinking fungus.
True. I mean, they do also have, you could see there are houses with windows in the giant mushrooms. So there's like 2 types of
Yeah,
housing here.
yeah. It's just like, do you want a house with more lighting or less lighting?
Yeah.
But you could never open a window.
No, never. Like
You'd
you're.
never get a bad stench out of your house.
I mean, maybe some of the pipes are actually just like air filters.
Maybe. I would actually think I like that idea. Some of the
Yeah.
pipes are just air filtered. I legitimately do like that idea.
You know, especially for
Uh,
kitchens. Gotta get that smoke and stuff for cooking out there. Even though, do they cook in Mario's world?
uh,
How do they eat?
they have cake.
They do have
They have
cake.
cake.
Oh, okay, yeah, they bake. They have pies, so they must cook.
Yeah, they definitely do eat and cook food and stuff.
Oh, there are floating
Um,
like little question mark blocks way in the back. They're really hard to see though.
Okay, now we gotta answer this question. What exactly is the point in the question mark blocks? What's the point of their existence? Why do people stick random items inside of blocks for anybody coming along to just punch and get out of there?
Well, I think this is like a naturally spawning thing, so I think it's more of a question like what's causing these things to be created out of thin air.
Okay, so it's not anybody leaving gold coins laying around. Something,
Something in
yeah, like
something in the world,
spawns them
yeah.
there. Okay,
Because that's what it always felt like to me when you played Mario game. It didn't feel like someone was leaving them. It felt like it was just a part of the world. You know, and it's also like if you ever play Minecraft, a big popular thing are mystery boxes, which are based off of the Mario. And the whole thing about those is that they spawn randomly in the world. You find them and you mine them. But here, I think they keep appearing, and people can get items out of them. I don't know. I don't know how that like affects the economy. I feel like it breaks the economy personally, but
yeah, at some point we're gonna have to go over like how gold coins work, what they're used for, but at least for this point in time, we'll ignore that. Ignore the coins for now. We'll solve that later. But right now, I want to figure out like how do these blocks spawn? Do we just say no? Like, I don't think we need to give any sort of godlike figure power to spawn
Nah.
blocks. This is Mario.
Yeah.
I think we're safe to just say it happens. Blocks spawn. That's just a normal thing in this world. They have certain areas where they like to spawn more than others, and if you want to build a house, build it where the blocks don't keep spawning. It's kind of like the way that we might build houses in different areas strategically, and build them strategically to avoid harsh weather. Here, they build them to avoid randomly spawning blocks.
Yeah. I just
And then they
realized,
take those
like...
blocks and they build houses with them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just realized, like, Mario being a plumber does have, like, a different connotation in this world. When, like, all your transportation is pipes. Like, he's not a plumber in the sense he fixes your toilets and your sinks and stuff. He's a plumber in the sense that he, like, fixes your entrances to places. And makes sure you could transport places.
He's a door repairman.
He's a door... Yeah, Mario is actually a door repairman. We just don't realize it.
Yeah, that's... I mean, he's a door repairman and the only guy capable enough to rescue Peach. Well, him and Luigi.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah, why is Luigi in this picture?
World building Mario himself necessarily.
No.
Now, we might get to the story portion of that. But right now, let's figure out like exactly how this whole world functions.
So,
Okay,
so are the floating islands just, like, appearing blocks that are, like, gathering together?
Oh, that's actually really interesting. Like, you get enough blocks gathering together, maybe they start forming islands.
Waterfalls. The waterfalls are really interesting in this world because the water stops.
Yeah, the water stops, and it's infinite. So I'm wondering, does the water, like, does it teleport back into its original source? Or...
I don't know, gravity's really weird, probably really weird in this world. Because for one thing, the pipes suck you up and down.
We were actually saying that random blocks spawn out of nowhere just because that's how the world works. Well, why can't water work that way?
Yeah, well, I'm also saying, like,
spawns.
yeah, but, no, I'm all for, like, water spawning, and it being created. But I was just saying, like, the reason the gravity is probably so weird for the water is, like, everything's weird in here, and that certain items seem to be able to flip gravity depending on, like, a person's thought, almost. So you enter a tube, and you can decide if it's going to pull you up or if it's going to pull you down. And, you know, why can't water be the same way? Is, like, you have it go down, but then... it doesn't look like it in the pictures, but I love the idea that it's actually... I think it'd be really cool if they did, like, a flip thing where, like, the water goes down and then it starts going up again.
Oh,
and it's just, like, an endless thing. It's not in the picture, but I think that'd be cool. And I think it would add to, like, how the pipes work, and that the pipes can go up and down depending on your thought. Like, that's just how... There's certain things in this world that allow people to manipulate gravity, and these floating waterfalls and these pipes that they use for transport are just two of them.
I do like that idea.
Also, okay, new idea. There, right below the illumination, there is a question block, and it's flying away.
Okay, so I'm just going to say that's another thing that spawns randomly in the world, and there's certain areas that they might spawn and fly around.
Yeah, but I was about to say, is that actually, like, a better idea? Like, they're actually animals that when they die, they just stop moving, and then you can punch them for their corpses for items?
Oh, that is... Well, I was going to say, like, that's gruesome, but, you know, Mario jumps on people's heads
to kill them.
Kills them.
Yeah, so, like, at least these guys are already dead.
Yeah, I mean, this world is already pretty darn violent.
Yeah, so, so, like, that little question mark that's near this tower... That could just honestly be someone's pet that passed away, and now it's just ready to be collected.
I mean, maybe. This world just got sad and dark.
I can't help it. I tend to do this.
I like to imagine that at least the blocks are mindless creatures.
I mean, why?
Soulless, mindless creatures.
Look, but Isaac, when an animal dies, we eat it.
True.
Like, what's the difference? I mean, sure, we don't eat our dogs, but in some countries they do, so...
I mean, I'm fine with eating the animals, I just don't want to kill them.
Well, they're not killed, they die. And then when they die, they like, manifest items that become useful to others.
Okay.
If anything, like, it can sound dark, but you can sell it as a more positive light, and, like, that these creatures have developed to be useful to mankind from beginning to end. They're, like, great companions, great pets. They fill the air with, like, bright colors, and then when they pass away, their last dying act is to give the people in their society something useful to help them along their way. I think it's sweet.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, and it explains why you find them randomly.
I mean, it definitely doesn't feel like something like that you would find as canon lore in Mario, but you know what? If you want to do that,
that's not what we're here.
Look,
I'm saying the waterfalls are just an infinite loop. I think we can have question mark animals that...
But the infinite loop waterfalls actually sounds like a thing you'd find in Mario.
It does. Actually, I feel there's a game where there's almost like bubble elevators, and in that they had like water that did that. I don't remember which Mario game it is. I only played it once, but there was one where it was kind of similar. It wasn't the same thing, but it was very, very similar to that.
I mean, there's been a lot of Mario games where you can get caught in a bubble and float around.
Yeah, I am surprised by the lack of bubbles in this. I'm hoping bubbles are part of this world. It's a fun Mario mechanic. Like bubble transportation and stuff.
Again, they definitely have the aesthetic down.
Yeah, because I'm about to say, I'm looking at like these islands, and some of these islands don't look like there's a way to get to them. So bubble cars that you can just create via an item just sounds really cool to get around.
Well, I imagine that there's multiple forms of getting up there. One is using like the hat with wings that Mario gets, like Mario 64. You can use the bee power-up, you can use
the bee power-up
bubbles to float up there. There's all kinds of ways.
Transport in Mario is great.
And most of the time, I would say like the characters that you will find on floating islands are the types of characters that can fly, like bees. Like those are the kinds of guys you'll find hanging out up there.
Yep.
And they might not usually intend on leaving.
Yeah.
However, in this area specifically, it looks like it's mostly toads.
There are indeed a lot of toads.
Yeah, this looks like it's primarily toads. This is the Mushroom Kingdom. So,
yep.
I guess maybe there are some toads living up there, and they have their ways of getting up and down, probably. Again,
I mean, yeah, I am seeing mushrooms in that far end. And what I think
there's lots of ways for them to just fly up there.
Yeah.
And then there's these floating blocks where you can just, like, jump across them, and it's just like, yep, this is how we get around. Like, there's no guardrails, nothing. We just sort of jump across.
I have way more confidence than... Do they take fall damage? Like, or are they just rubber and they bounce?
Well, given how much you can bounce on them and they don't die in the Mario games, I like to think that toads are very durable creatures.
I think they're kind of like... They're like bouncy balls.
Yeah. I don't think that toads die when they fall. Mario dies, because Mario is human, but toads?
Yeah.
I don't think toads die. I think toads are fine.
I think they're rubbery. If honestly, these mushrooms look very rubbery. So I think it's just a place where that's how the mushrooms are grown. And how the toads are. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I think that would explain, like, why toads are willing to jump across these different platforms. But for Mario, it's a little bit riskier. And so, yeah, toads are okay with doing that. And
they like the sense of adventure that comes with it.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll have stairs and normal ramps and pipes and stuff that are safer and easier to use. But when you have a land of floating blocks and stuff, maybe they're just easier to transport.
Yeah, and like if all else fails, like Mario can find himself a bubble car and take himself up there. If he isn't comfortable with the blocks.
Yeah. So what else have we got here? Actually, I'm looking. There's like a fruit stand or something on the right.
Yeah, they got like melons and stuff.
Yeah, melons and bananas.
Also, I wanna note one of the toads is holding, the fish.
The cheap.
Yeah, gift wrapped.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Like he's holding a cheap
gift
in
wrapped
a bag.
Yeah.
Like he just got it from the pet store behind him.
Oh, is that what that is? Is he buying him as a pet?
I think so.
It's so ridiculous looking, but I love it.
Yeah, it's either he's a pet or he's seafood.
Yeah.
Now, what I find amazing is, like, the cheaps are known as like the enemies, and they will kill you and everything. They attack you, but maybe it's something like having a snake for a pet. Like the snake might bite you, but people still keep them as pets.
Because they're cute. Depending on your point of view.
Yeah, and so, I think that's kind of what Cheep Cheeps are like in this universe.
Possibly. I mean, that Cheep Cheep does not look happy.
Nah. But do they ever have any expression other than that?
That's a good point. That's a valid point. I mean, I hope in the movie they'll have more. Yeah, because there's another animal there. Is that just a different colored Cheep Cheep, or is that something else?
Like the little ladybug things?
No, the purple creature that's also on the sign that's kind of cut off by the awning.
Oh, yeah, that's another Cheep Cheep.
Okay, they just come in different colors.
It's just a different type of Cheep Cheep.
Okay, I haven't played terribly much Mario, okay?
Sort of, and it'll follow you around.
Yeah.
But I noticed that there's another toad. A yellow toad next to the purple one with the Cheep Cheep.
Just holding money.
Is that money, or
I mean, they're
is
gold
it parts
bars.
of a block?
They look
I thought it looked like parts of a block.
Possibly? I don't know what he's holding. They look like gold bars, but I don't know what's Mario's currency.
Well, they use gold coins. They don't use gold bars.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And every once in a while, I think that some games might use dollar bills, but for the most part, they use gold coins.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's holding. All I know is that there's watermelon.
I also gotta wonder, I don't, what's the gravity like in this world? Because Mario Galaxy had crazy gravity, but I
think he was in space.
Yeah, this world, I don't think you can walk straight up the side of these
tower. I also like, why would you have the pipes and the platforms?
So I'd say like they built all these pipes and floating staircases and stuff to help them get around this very hilly world with just so many weird hills that grow in strange ways.
Yeah.
And also, Peach's castle, I've noticed...
It's tiny.
This has not been done before. Like, where Peach's castle is just up on top of a hill.
It's really tiny.
Like this. It's always been on more flat land, if I remember correctly. I've never seen it on a hill like this.
Oh. I don't know. My first thought was like, wow, that's kind of small. I mean, I guess perspective, like, there's a house right below it. But it still seems like really small to me.
I thought it was a decent size, but
I don't know. When you look at Peach's Castle in games, I guess it's kind of tiny, but I always imagine like if you actually made it into like a movie or something, it'd be pretty grand. There's not enough windows. Maybe that's it.
Well,
the lack of light.
I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Most
11,
castles
12,
have
13,
like
14,
100
15,
on one
16,
side.
18, 19, 20. There's like 20 windows in here.
I don't know. It looks disproportional to me.
Okay. Anyway,
it doesn't look very well detailed, but maybe that'll change.
So now we've got a world where everybody's getting around by pipes. Everyone lives in, like, a lot of them, at least the toads, are living in underground areas in these hills. I want to go back to the antique shop.
Okay.
Because that has some implications.
Oh, like the idea of like pixelated to this new art style.
Yeah, because I mean, we got a chest that's pixelated. The blue P block.
Okay. Here's my theory. Okay, I think that it was literally just a, you know how we have different, like, genres of furniture and, like, art that are weird? I think these guys just had that was just a genre in their life where they made everything look like that. Like, that was just the style to make things in. They always look the way that they look now, so did the plants and things. But all their furniture and stuff, it explains why the antiques sign looks the way it does. Like, that antique sign is, like, representing an antique sign style. Like, what all the signs probably looked like at one point.
That makes sense. That actually makes so much sense.
Yeah, so, like, because I'm thinking about, like, that pixelated chest. Like, that's just the style they made their chests. Now they probably make them nice and smooth and cool. Like, the music, like, that's painted on. Those music notes are painted on. So, that's why It's just a style, and it's a cool style, but it's no longer in style, and now they're all antiques.
I really like that logic. Like, that makes so much sense.
Also, I think it's just a cool implication, because maybe, I mean, if this movie does really well, who knows, maybe, like, furniture and stuff that is in that style might become popular, or something in our own era. I'm up for some pixelated looking furniture and style. I think it could be just a fun era. Let's give it 10 years of just weird pixelated furniture and stuff being in style, and then we can go back to our, like, minimalistic, smooth, shiny things, like, that we seem obsessed with nowadays. But I want historians to look back and be like, what happened during those 10 years that caused this thing to spike and then die?
Yeah,
and then we could say it was a Mario movie.
Yeah, it's not even, like, in the 80s or anything. It's here now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just randomly in the 2020s, it showed up.
And then it disappears and then never comes back again. I'm good with that. So, the Yoshi egg.
That might just be, someone selling a Yoshi egg. Nothing more. Like, Yoshi eggs are just one of the items that you can find in this world.
I'm just saying, if there's not a Yoshi in this movie, I'm not watching it. That's all I have to say.
I mean, I guess that's fair. I can't remember. They had a voice cast listing. I don't remember if Yoshi was in there.
Ooh.
But it'd be kind of weird if they got him, like, a big name actor or something, because he's just... I don't imagine Yoshi would have...
but Isaac, the amount of movies in which, like, think about, like, Groot and other characters, where they don't say anything but, like, one line, but they say it a lot, and therefore they get, like, very big named voice actors to do them.
True, but still, it's just him going, Yoshi!
Exactly, but like,
wow!
Yeah, but Groot said, I am Groot in so many powerful ways that you understood what he said, and maybe it'd be great if Yoshi had that.
I mean, yeah, I think that if you can get somebody who can master Yoshi's lines,
it'd be wonderful.
It would work.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know who the voice cast is for this movie?
No, I haven't looked at it.
It's the most hilarious voice cast ever.
Alright, I'm looking it up. Voice cast for untitled Mario film. It's coming out next year. Chris Pratt is playing Mario?
Yes! Like I said, it's the most hilarious.
They got Jack Black for Bowser?
Yes! Yes!
I like how one of the characters is just Cranky Kong. Like, there's a Donkey Kong, and then there's a Cranky Kong. I don't remember that being a thing. Also, you're right,
the casting for this movie is just so
if anything, I'm more excited for the movie looking at this cast list.
Yeah,
like it sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. So many people have been memeing, like, Chris Pratt as Mario, and I'm sitting here going... Well, I'm more excited to hear Jack Black as Bowser.
Yes.
Like, I just can't see it.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't recognize a lot of the other actors. But then again, I don't watch much. Oh, I do know who Michael Key is. He'll be playing Toad. That's cool. Seth Rogen, I know who that is. He'll be a fun Donkey Kong. Oh, that's who the Wizard's making appearance. He's a character. Oh, Cranky Kong's the, like, grandpa monkey. I didn't realize that his official name was Cranky Kong.
Yep, that's his name.
Foreman Spike. I don't recognize this character.
There are a couple different answers as to who that character is. One is the guy that pukes spiky balls, and there was another one that was, like, from a very old game. I don't remember which game.
Oh, and they have the guy who... but they have the guy who voiced Mario is going to be, like, random characters and items throughout the game. So, maybe he'll get to do Yoshi.
Maybe.
So, but that's cool that he'll be doing... I'm now excited for this movie. Like, looking at this poster and, like, deciding, like, what the world building might be like makes me excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they can get really creative with the world building and stuff.
Fun.
Now, as for this, I'm not too excited for the story, because I'm thinking what they're likely going to do is just go with the classic story of Bowser kidnaps Peach Mario has to go and save Peach
Okay.
while dodging a bunch of obstacles along the way. You can get an interesting story out of this. If they go with that story, I'm gonna be disappointed.
No, I think...
Like, you can have a story where Bowser kidnaps Peach, but if you're gonna put it in a movie, put a creative spin on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I feel like they have to, though. Like, that has to be, like, a main theme of it. I mean, I would love it if Peach wasn't, like, just the princess getting rescued or something, but at the same time, like, that's all the games, all the stories. So,
I mean, there was one, I haven't played it, but I heard that in Paper Mario, they actually gave Peach some autonomy, and she actually worked to help herself get freed, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's at least something.
Yeah. I mean, we got a trailer on October 6th.
Yeah. And plus, I'm just thinking to myself, you can't do classic damsel in distress movies and shows anymore. Those can't exist because all women in movies and shows have to be portrayed as strong women. And I'm like, but Mario, that's what Peach is. She's always the damsel in distress. Yeah. And so I'm thinking,
I'm hoping this is a comedy.
Do what you did. What?
Especially if this is a comedy, like if they're making fun of the damsel in distress role.
I mean, it's Illumination. They got
It's gonna be a comedy.
Like, you can make this a comedy. Like, you can have her be the damsel in distress, I think, and maybe make fun of it a little bit. Play around with it. Have fun with it.
This better be a fun movie. Like, that's the thing. Maybe, this has got to be a fun movie.
This has to be a fun movie. Like, you cannot put me in a grand world like this, like the Mario world, with these goofy characters and designs and everything and physics, and not have it be a funny movie.
Yeah, I don't want seriousness. I want to laugh. I want it to be wholesome, though. I want to go laugh and have, like, a wholesome, fun time. I want to be able to take my little brother. I can't because I won't be with him. But I want to take, like, my little brother and have a good time.
Now, I do have something I'm kind of wondering about and concerned about, is, like, what would Mario's character even be in a movie? Like, all the other characters across the Mario games have characters. They have voice lines. They have dialogue, all this. Mario doesn't say much. He's really just, yoo-hoo! Yippee! Plumber want cake! And that's it. Like, that's his character.
Well, I think that's going to be kind of the fun thing, is that they get to play around with the character. Like, they're blank slates, all of these people and characters. And now they get to fill them in and create them into something. And I think it'll be fun. I feel like they went really wrong with the live action. A lot of things went wrong. But that's because I think they were trying to be way too serious. This isn't serious. This is a comedy. And it's geared towards kids. So as long as they make it funny, they gear it to kids, and they fill it to the absolute brim with fun Easter eggs. Like, this is the only movie where I feel like exploding our heads with Easter eggs is okay. Then I don't think you can go wrong.
That's genius.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong here.
And if you want to briefly mention, this is how furniture used to look like.
They sit there and, like, remember, like, they make a joke about, like, the era of Pixel, and just joke about, oh, do you remember that era and how trashy that stuff actually looks now? I can't believe we did stuff like that. And, like, walk past, like, they're making fun of their own animation styles. Yeah, do it better. My joke sucked. Make it better.
Like, the pixels were so sharp. Like, our armrests, anytime we had to try something and curve something, it was like knives digging into our flesh.
Well, a children's movie, Isaac. Children's movie. That's why I don't think
it was like needles poking us as though we were trying to sew. That's not as fun to say.
You might want to build that. Look, I'm sure they have comedy writers having a field day.
Probably.
I'd have fun getting to write, like, a comedy sketch on Mario. I mean, and it's not like there's not tons of inspiration online of people who've already done it.
Now, in terms of, like, Mario's character, I kind of want to try and play around with this. Like, it's a proof of concept, basically. Mm-hmm. What would Mario's character be? Because, like, we have a baseline of, he's this happy-go-lucky plumber. Yahoo! What else would go with that? Like, to make him a deeper character, to make him
a hopeless
an
romantic.
Interesting guy to follow along in the movie.
He's definitely, like, he's a hopeless romantic. Like, I would love, like, the classic, he had a fantasy with the princess but never actually met the princess. I think, like, playing with the interactions of, like, having, I mean, it's a classic comedy, but I think it's just really funny of, like, the guy's really into a girl, but the girl doesn't even know this guy exists type.
I don't know about that. I have a feeling that would upset a lot of fans. People would be like, no, of course Mario and Peach are a thing. Like, she's always screaming, help me, Mario, and he's always going to save her constantly. Like, that's Mario. That's
but I still think, like, he's very hopelessly romantic.
I think, like, Luigi might actually fit that role a little bit better. Hopelessly romantic towards Peach, but then maybe eventually one day meets Daisy. I don't know.
Well, isn't okay, here's the thing about Daisy. Isn't Daisy Peach's mother?
What?
Yeah. Or are they sisters? I don't know, one of them's a queen.
But they're both princesses, I thought.
I don't know, I have a game where Daisy's actually called Queen Daisy. Okay, they're cousins.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
It hasn't been confirmed.
It's Princess Daisy.
They're close friends.
Okay.
Luigi's over them. I don't know. I had a game, though. It's a really old one, mind you, where it calls them Princess Peach and Queen Daisy.
Oh, that introduces all kinds of weird things into the timeline.
Yeah. I don't think... They aren't actually, but there is a very old game out there that has that up there.
Anyway, so, what else do we want to build in this world? I
don't know. I mean... I'm kind of happy just to leave it and, like, wait to see what the trailer does.
I mean, there's the thing is, we've world built just the Mushroom Kingdom. We've got other parts of the world. So
yeah, but we've also, like, we're nearing an hour. Like, we've done this for about 45 minutes now.
It feels like we've been doing this for 10.
I know, it's a nice
honestly.
World. I like it when we take pictures and we get to look at the picture and, like, imagine what it'd actually be like. I feel like Mario looking up at this world being like, what the heck? Where am I? I need a little toad.
I still really don't know what Mario's character would be, like how you would do that.
It's just, again, he's such a blank shake. And I think we should think about, like, the actor playing him. He's gonna be a comedic character.
I mean, he played Emmett from the Lego movie. Yeah,
exactly. That's it. I think that's probably where we're gonna go. Is more like an Emmett character. Like the very generic.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole joke about Emmett was that he was a blank slate and he was this normal guy. Mario, I don't know if you can get away with that kind of joke.
Yeah, but I think that's the idea, though. Like, Mario is the, like, everyday guy who somehow is saving princesses from evil turtles.
Yeah, but he's gotta have, like, some sort of, like, a character arc or
something. It's a kid's...
Just something.
But it's a kid's movie. And honestly, if it's the level of Lego...
It's a kid's movie, Lego but you can at least be a good kid's movie. Like, I hate the excuse that people give, it's a kid's movie, therefore they don't need to try. I say no.
No, but, like, what I mean is, like, it could be something as simple as Emmett's character arc throughout the Lego movie or something. It doesn't need to be profound. Or even really exist. It's just him, like, accepting himself and being content with it. And being like, yeah, I'm a normal dude. But normal dudes can do cool things, too. Look.
A normal dude. Like, I'm just like every other guy, you know, casually dating the princess, jumping over pits of lava, battling giant dragons. You know, you're an everyday guy.
Well, I mean, in the Mario world, maybe that is an everyday thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Toads all cower. That's why they send Mario.
Well, also, isn't Mario like the only Mario, Luigi, and then like the two other villain guys? Aren't there like only 5, 6 people in this entire universe?
Well, there's the Toads. There's multiple variations of the Toads. Captain
you can't date a Toad. I'm just saying, like, the dating pool for these people isn't very big. I'm pretty sure Daisy has 4 options, and 2 of them are evil.
I mean, Bowser has a history of trying to get Princess Peach to marry him.
He's a turtle.
He's a dragon turtle thing.
Still, Peach is a human. He's a turtle.
I mean, not according to the Mario movie.
Well, that was not true to the video game in the latest. It was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, this looks much more like a faithful adaptation.
This looks fun. It's
Like,
bright, it's colorful.
Yeah, if I were going to see a Mario movie, like, this is what it would look like.
This is what I'd want to see.
This actually looks like a Mario movie.
Alright, well, I'll be visiting you on April 9th, and we'll go watch it together.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna come down specifically to watch the Mario movie with you.
You know what? I actually kind of want to do that, and I'll be sitting in the theaters going, I can't believe I'm spending my time going to the theaters to watch the Mario movie.
We gotta do it now.
That's a thing I will say. That's a thing I'll do. Like,
Well, that's not
oh
bad.
my gosh. I can see myself doing that. I want to do that now.
Yeah, it'll be great.
If you
We'll have a
come down
wonderful
here,
time.
I will go to the theaters with you to watch Mario.
Sounds good. I'll
my
put in my
gosh.
calendar.
Let's do it.
Alright, but I think that's a good place to end it. You now all know that we've talked ourselves into watching this. Hopefully the trailer doesn't talk us out of it. But I think it's a good
If
place
it's
to end
bad,
it.
we just gotta watch it even more, don't we?
That's true. We gotta be there, whether it's bad or good. Because Illumination, they make either really great movies or really trash. They're very bad at finding like an in between. You know, Minions, trash. Despicable Me, amazing. Okay, I guess the Pets were pretty in between for me.
Yeah, the Pets were more in
Yeah,
between.
man.
I thought this was good. A lot of people give Pets a bad rap because it's like, oh, it's just a Toy Story ripoff. But I say no. I think it's different enough. It's got a similar
I
plot.
just didn't care for it personally, but I wouldn't say
I
it's a
don't think
ripoff.
it's a Toy Story ripoff.
Also, is your phone
Like-
going off in the back?
Yes.
Okay, just confirm. Alright.
Yeah, I will go silence that.
Oh, no, look, I'm ending it
You
anyway.
can close off.
You silence the phone, I'll say goodbye to everyone, yeah. Alright, so yeah, this is where we're gonna end it. Hopefully, let us know in the comments of what everything you're using. Are you excited for the Mario movie? Are you gonna watch it when it comes out? Does this poster, make you excited, or does it make you dread it? And also, what things about the Mario universe did we miss that you think should be added into the world and that you hope to see in the movie? Lots of things to talk about in the comments. We'll be responding to them and chatting with you guys. But this is all the time we have for today. We'll be back next week where we will be doing the random world, hopefully. As long as nothing as explosive as a Mario movie pops up, we should be good to go. So we will see you guys then.
Yeah.
Bye!
Yeah, but this is fun. I really enjoyed this one. This is definitely
Isaac, we gotta end it. I'm saying bye.
Know.
I'm saying
bye, guys. See you later. Yoo-hoo. How does Mario close things off?
He doesn't.
He always says, "Hello, it's me, Mario." He doesn't close out. Bye bye.